What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to try something a little bit different. Well, not entirely new because I kind of did something like this last week. Today I wanted to take two palettes that I enjoyed and combine them together and challenge myself to come up with a look from the colors in those palettes. I did a video last week or the week before combining the Melt, Vita, and Muerte palettes, and I found that I could get a lot more interesting looks out of those palettes when using them in tandem than I did just on their own. It was a fun way to challenge myself to look at the color story a little bit differently. Personally, for me, what makes me excited about a new palette is usually if I know that the formula is really good, or if the color story is really interesting and something that inspires me to try different looks and different color combinations that I might not have come up with before. So I figured this was a good way to get that exact effect of a challenge in a color story, but using stuff that we already have, because obviously I already have these palettes. With that being said, by the way, if you only have one of these palettes, or if you don't have either of these palettes, you could definitely do the same thing by duping out colors from other palettes. The idea that I want to get across is just kind of pushing ourselves to try different color combinations and come up with different fun stuff in a new way that we haven't done here on this channel before. So I decided the best way to start this was to combine two of my favorite palettes from the last few months. So I'm picking up Melt Muerte again. Today I'm going to be combining it with Urban Decay Naked Honey. I loved the individual looks that I did with each of these. I also did a little bit more of like a casual, just like smoky eye combo with them for my makeup for Thanksgiving that I just wore to my family dinner, and I loved the way the colors played together. They really gave me a holiday vibe, and that's why I decided to start the first time trying this concept on this channel with these two palettes, which worked out really great actually, because now if you guys are looking for like a really like on the nose holiday look, you want to wear it to like your mom's potluck, or you want to like stunt on them hoes from the office at the Christmas party, this could really do it for you, I think. Before we get into it, please don't forget to leave a like on this video. Let me know if you like this new concept. It's very, very important for me to know whether you guys actually want to watch something if I'm doing it for kind of the first time, you know what I mean? And if you're fairly new around here, you could go ahead and subscribe, because if you do like this video, I'll probably wind up doing some more. We'll see how this goes, but most likely. I know I mentioned in the last video, but I want to mention it again just very quickly, that I am restarting our book club series here on this channel. During the week of January 6th, we will be reading the book Zero Repeat Forever by G.S. Pendergrass. I have that in the description down below if you want any more info, but that is when that will be restarting. I think that's all we need to talk about before we get into it. So let's just jump in to this very glam holiday look, even though I'm dressed like a bank robber today and definitely not holiday appropriate, with the Melt Muerte palette and the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. Please forgive me for the moment. I have a cough drop in my mouth. I figured it's annoying when somebody has something in their mouth on the internet, but it's less annoying than me literally sitting here coughing in your face every 30 seconds. I'm going to start with the Naked Honey palette. I'm going to go into the color Swarm. I'm going to use that as like my crease transition shade, bringing it pretty much all the way up, like almost to my brow. I'm doing it on my BH number 6. Did I say that already? So I'm just going to pack that shade down with that brush, bring it up pretty high, and then blend it toward my brow. I'm gonna grab my BH number 7, and from the Melt Muerte palette, I'm gonna go into Corazon. I'm gonna start pushing that into the crease, but a little bit lower than where we put that more golden shade down from the Naked Honey palette. I'm just gonna use the color from the Naked Honey palette to blend this out a little bit more warmly than it would on its own. I'm gonna go back into the BH number 6 and use circular motions to blend that out. I'm also gonna take a little bit more of that shade, and I'm gonna pop that on the outer corner. I'm going to pick up my Sigma E36 brush. I'm going to go into the shade Sangre. I'm going to put that through my crease and flick it out toward the end. I'm keeping that above my natural crease though, because I'm going to create a little bit of a faux crease, a little cut crease action on the inner corner. Because I want to give a nice little space right here for us to put down some like really, really poppin' golds from the Honey palette. On that same brush, I'm I'm gonna go into a little bit of Corazon and a little bit of Sangre. I'm gonna mix them together and I'm gonna use that just to deepen up the outer corner of this little bit of like a wing shape that we did here. I don't really want to like deepen it as much as the color in the crease, but I do want to add like a little bit more definition to the outer portion, just a touch. That'll start to look more clean and make more sense once we like blend a couple more things in there and also clean up on the underneath and stuff. But for now, this will help us get there. I'm gonna grab my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer and I'm gonna put that on the back of my hand and use that on my NABLA Cut Crease Maker brush to cut the inner portion of the crease. It's gonna make a nice chunky big area for us to put some gold down. Going to start right on the inner corner. Now that we have a nice space carved out for us to put down that shade, I'm gonna go first into the shade Honey from the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. If my memory serves me, this was a very, very bright gold shade. I'm gonna take that on a MAC 242 brush and I'm gonna start by placing that on the innermost portion of that cut. Next to that, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing, but this time I'm gonna use the shade Golden, which is just a touch darker, but also very, very metallic. Bringing that almost out to the end where we put that concealer, almost touching the red that we put on the side. Not quite though. I'm gonna clean that brush off on a color switch real quick. I'm gonna go into the shade Amber. I'm gonna use Amber just to tap over the end of that gold and blend it into the red because Amber has like a little bit of a copper to it and it's not quite as intense. So it'll do a nice job to bridge the gap between the metallic gold and the matte red shade. Right at the place where the gold starts to meet the red, I'm gonna grab a little bit of the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner in the color Starfire. Take some of that on my ring finger. I'm just gonna press it right at that transition point. And then slowly bring it over to the matte red so it kind of disperses out. And then I'll go in with the brush where I want it more concentrated and just apply it straight from the brush right there. I concealed and powdered, so for the lower lash line, I'm going to repeat pretty much the same process. Except this time for the warm shade for it to blend out into, I'm gonna use something a little bit darker. So I'm gonna go into Keeper this time on the same brush. I'm gonna use that and sweep it underneath the lower lashes. I'm gonna wipe away a little bit of this powder first though, because I put down too much. Too much, Nicole, too much. I'm gonna bring that down nice and low because this is just a little something for it to blend out into in a warm way rather than sitting with like a cool tone on the skin, because sometimes reds can read very cool. That's not what I want today. I want like a warm holiday candlelight glow feel. Next, I'm going to take my number 7 brush. I'm going to go into Corazon again and I'm going to do the same thing but keep it closer to the lash line. I'm going to grab my LUXE 111 mini and I'm going to go into Sangre again, and I'm going to use that on the outer portion of the lower lash line, just really close to the lashes, and then sweep it up into that shape we did on the top. I'm going to put a little bit more of that color right here because I feel like a few pieces of glitter got out of line. They're still out of line, but at least they're like a little bit more covered up now. For the waterline, I wanted to do like a molten metallic shade, so I'm going to pick up Scorch from Urban Decay. Gonna put that right through the whole waterline. It's a little bit darker than a true bright gold, but it's still really metallic, so I think it'll mesh well with all of the colors involved. I'm gonna repeat that process on the other eye and add some lashes, and then we will finish off this look with an appropriate lip color, which I have yet to decide what that is. We'll figure it out though. Okay, I finished my skin and I popped on House of Lash's Stella Luxe. I also roughly dried my hair and put a hat on because I'm having one of those days where I just really do not want to deal with styling my hair, and this is the best option. So for the lip, I want to do a matte kind of nude. I don't know if it's a nude because it's like a little bit darker than a nude on me, but a neutral, you know? I want it to be on the warmer side because I feel like that'll go well with this eye look. So I'm going to pick up the ColourPop Lippie pencil in the color Bumble and an old favorite. This is the Lime Crime Velveteen in the color Riot. And this is the finished look. All right, and that is the look we came up with mashing up these two palettes today. Honestly, I found this to be a fun exercise in playing with different colors in my makeup. It definitely came out with some very serious holiday vibes. I definitely think that you guys could dupe this out pretty easily if you wanted to do it with other palettes, if you don't have either of these, so that's also very convenient. Please let me know in a comment down below what you think of this idea, if you want to see more of it, etc, etc, because I'd love to hear what you think. I'd also love to hear what you think of these two palettes if you own them. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video because it's very helpful to me and I would really appreciate it. And also, if you are new around here, go ahead and subscribe because I would love to have you around for more videos, and I would hope that you would enjoy them too. That's why I don't want to like keep you here against your will, you know, like the whole idea is like I want you to like them, you know what I mean? So if you like them, subscribe. If you don't, well then, you know, definitely don't. If you want to keep up with me between these videos, go find me on Instagram. I'm at Miss Quinface over there. I post all sorts of fun shit and I think you guys will enjoy it. I post a lot of stuff on my Instagram stories that has to do with the stuff we do here, and it's all interconnected and a little family going on. Apparently you guys really love seeing videos of my dog over there, which I've discovered recently. I get a lot of messages every time I post him, which I don't blame you. He's really freaking cute. I think that's pretty much all for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. As always, I appreciate you taking the time, and I will see you in the next one.